Welcome to the Spillin Teacups podcast. We are your hosts, Jillian, Lauren, and Dawn, and we are here for a very special mini-sode. And these mini-sodes are thought up from common questions we get from our clients and current events, things happening on Disney Resort property. And this episode is on all things princesses. And if you didn't know, this week, currently, as we are filming this, from August 20th to August 26th is World Princess Week, and Disney does princesses. So we're going to jump in on all things princesses. How many times can I say princesses in a 1 minute span? So let's jump in right now to who is your favorite princess? I will kick us off. Mine, as a child, I loved Belle because I had brown hair. Belle had brown hair. You know, I liked Belle. And she liked to read. I like to read. Now, as I evolve into adulthood, I love me some Moana. She's independent. She's determined. She doesn't take no for an answer and loves her family. So that is my fave, Moana.
Mine's going to be long because, well, straight up, Aurora is my favorite. But I love Aurora, but I love her as Briar Rose the best. Like, my favorite scene in any Disney movie is when she's in the forest dancing with the owl and everything. It's my favorite. And then my other favorite scene is when, well, the whole movie, but we actually did our gender reveal for my youngest, Finn. This man, Alessandro, he made a cake that replicated. He's from Daisy Cakes in Orlando, and you can order cakes and he'll bring it to Disney. He's amazing. He can make anything. He's done a couple cakes for me now. He's made the cake from Sleeping Beauty for us, and it was like
toppling over.
It was like toppling over with a broom, and it was like 3 feet high. He brought it to homecoming for us, and it was just me, my husband, and my kids, and we cut it there, and everyone around us was like cheering. It was really cool. When we found out Finn was a boy. So anyway, I love Aurora because I don't know why I love her particularly as a princess, because it's not like she did anything wonderful. She slept the whole time. I just love that movie. But if we're picking like a princess, I would say Rapunzel is my favorite. She's just, like you said, independent and fierce. And obviously I love Ariel, but I feel like she was really not good to her dad. She was really disrespectful, and I didn't like that, but everyone liked Ariel as a little kid.
And let me just take a second. Like, she's 16 in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it is her 16th birthday party. And I know, like, time is, like, irrelevant in the Disney realm, but, like, she's 16.
Yeah.
Running away, marrying a prince. Yeah.
Yeah. Doing dangerous things. She was very disobedient. Like, it actually isn't that cool of her at all. But I also like Elsa. I just love that movie and I love her. But Timeless, Cinderella. I mean, I love them all. Mm-hmm. From Brave, I love her just because she is badass.
Yeah.
And her little brothers remind me of my kids, just crazy little bears. But yeah, what about you, Dawn?
So this was actually kind of a harder question for me because I'm obsessed with Alice in Wonderland. Like, Alice is my girl. I always, like, growing up, I like identified with her. Being very like curious, the blonde hair, very just like mischievous, like dreaming. I dream all the time. So I always like resonated with her. And I always wondered, I'm like, I feel like she might be a princess, like at the end when she's walking away, she's like, looks like she's walking to a castle. So I like to always imagine she was a princess. But then really thinking about it, I've always loved Belle. Growing up, I had, my uncle worked for Lowe's in like the paint department, and I'll never forget having these, like, I don't know if you remember them, but they were a huge thing at one point when I was little, like these stickers on the wall that Disney did. And they were like huge stickers to decorate your room as like each individual like princess or theme. And I remember having Beauty and the Beast theme bedroom. And I had the stickers on the wall. That's and so I loved cute. It. I had the blue dress that I would wear all the time. And now growing up, like I'm a huge Harry Potter person, and Emma Watson, I think, played her part Belle so well
She
that like
did.
I'm obsessed with that movie. And my husband loves Beauty and the Beast. He loves the Beauty and the Beast sing along in Epcot. We do it every time we go. Huge fans of that. I've always loved Beauty and the Beast, but
And you
now,
read nonstop. You read more than
yes.
I know.
Yeah, growing up, I didn't like to read, but now, like, I'm obsessed with reading. I read all the time. But like, as you guys were saying, like, as you get older, I really enjoy how all these Disney movies are coming out with like women empowerment. And it's not just about like falling in love. It's like about finding yourself. And that's why me and my sister are very, very close. So when Frozen came out and the sisterly bond that they had, like broke the spell that like had me in tears. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like me and my sister. So I just really enjoyed now just like the empowerment, the independence that you kind of don't need a man to save you that Disney is doing. So with that, the Frozen, Moana, I love Moana. I love the ocean. I've been to that area of the world where she's from, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. So I'd have to say I've always loved Belle. But now I'm excited to see the more princesses that are going to come out with newer movies, and how, like, just like I said, keep saying empowering it really is for the generation of girls growing up right now. I love the princesses. We all do.
Yeah. I remember when they like was watching Frozen and that was the ending. And everyone obviously thought that wasn't going to be the ending.
No, I was just gonna say that was the biggest plot twist, because everyone thought, oh, it's gonna be Kristoff. Like Kristoff has to kiss her.
Yeah. No. And I thought that was just so cool that they did, for the first, one of the first times they didn't make it like, oh, the prince saves the day. So that was kind of cool for sure.
What, oh my God, I totally Cinderella was my go-to movie when I stayed home sick from school. It was almost as if it's like I had this minor OCD. People who know me probably shocker, but if I stayed home from school, I had to watch Cinderella. It was just my go-to stay home from
like your comfort movie.
Yeah, I'd lay on the couch and I'd watch Cinderella.
It's funny, I did that with Oliver and Company growing up. I loved Oliver and Company.
Oliver came up. I know this is not Princess, but something Oliver came up, and I said something about Oliver and Company, and my son's like, "What's that?" I go, "You've not seen Oliver and Company? We need to watch that." Same thing with Aristocats. Aristocats was a staple in my childhood. And
so underrated and forgotten, and even by Disney World, which is kind of sad. I posted the other day, my in-laws I was looking through their old album, and they had pictures from the parade in like the late 80s, early 90s of Oliver and Company, that when they had the float.
And
I feel like one of the reasons too, like why I'm obsessed with Epcot, is because that's where all the princesses are. I feel like everybody thinks it's just Magic Kingdom, but if you want to meet the princesses, like that's where you gotta go.
Yeah,
that's where they all are.
Yeah, actually, so I didn't even know this, and I don't know how I didn't know this, because I love my favorite area in Disney in Epcot is Norway, and I didn't know that Anna and Elsa have their summer house there. And I knew for a couple of years I've known, but I didn't realize it at first. And Dawn actually told me that. So when you're in Epcot in Norway, that's where the Frozen ride is, first of all, for like if you have a little girl. And then next to it, they have a summer house, and it's set up like an actual little cottage, and Anna and Elsa are in there for meet and greets. And Dawn showed me that, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, it's like one of my most viewed video on YouTube.
Meeting them.
Really?
Is Easton, my son, going in to meet Elsa and Anna. And my best friend was a cast member, and one of the places he frequented he was the person that opened the doors and let you in to see Anna and Elsa. So he worked there. He knew inside people, and so Easton got to go in, and Elsa and Anna each kissed him on the cheek and left this little thing. And I mean, made his little 3-year-old heart I'm telling you. 2, 3. Yeah, he was a toddler. And it was like Disney gold.
It doesn't even like, I feel like it doesn't matter like your age when you're in Disney, because
Mhm.
I see like 63-year-olds freaking out. They're like, oh my God, there's Aurora over there. Oh my
Mhm,
God, there's
mhm.
Belle.
It's
Like, and you're like
cute.
allowed to be a kid and be young and like, who
Yes.
cares? Take pictures with characters and just like have a good time. And they're walking, I feel like they're walking around now. They're usually in their separate areas with each country. Because if a lot of people didn't know, like each princess is from a different country.
Mhm.
The majority of those countries are all in Epcot. So they're always around and you can always get pictures with them. So I love
So let's
Epcot.
talk
It's the
about that,
best.
right?
Usually,
Where do we find I'm sorry, Lauren, go ahead.
no, yeah, that's what I was gonna just jump into. Usually you can, they're in the same places. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
pretty easy. Like Aurora, there's a little gazebo over in France, right at the entrance, and she's usually there. You just check your app for the times that they're gonna be there, but she's usually, I mean, I see her almost all the time. I feel like she never leaves.
The
Um,
opposite. I'm the opposite. I don't think I've ever seen Aurora in France. I have seen Beauty
really?
and the Beast out front because Beauty and the
So
Beast will
they're
usually
there.
hang out like by the water
Yeah.
in France, like on like the sidewalk area, not in the
Hmm.
little gazebo. They're kind of more out in the open.
And then they have Belle sometimes in her cute little blue dress, like Dawn was saying
Yeah.
Yep.
she used to wear. They have her over by in France, but by the water, kind of where you get those like frozen drinks. And
Yeah.
then um Alice, well, she's not princess, but you'll still can meet her and Mary Poppins over in England. And
Yep.
then you can see Snow White in Germany, like all the
Mhm.
time. And like Dawn was saying before, not to jump away from the princess, but they have the Beauty and the Beast sing along in France too, which is really fun for
In
little girls
France or in Hollywood Studios?
In
in
France.
France. In Hollywood Studios, there's a show. In France, there's a sing along. So it's all, they have a couple of things for Beauty and the Beast, which is cute because
How
it's such a good movie.
dare I not know that?
Oh,
It's,
we have to go every time. My husband's obsessed with it.
we'll
Um,
record it this weekend and send it to you because he
yes.
sings so loud. It's so funny.
And
You can't breathe. You're laughing so hard.
in Japan, no, in China, you can see Mulan.
Hmm. Does anybody?
Morocco has Aladdin and Jasmine sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jasmine, but it's all the way in the back. So
Mm-hmm.
They're always
you have to,
hidden.
yeah, super hidden, but she's there. Where else?
Yeah, check your app. Where can we check our app? Like in the app, there is a designated character button, right?
There is.
I'm checking it
I'm
right
too
now.
tired to go through that right now, but we can make a little video and post it on our page for you guys to check out so that you can see. We'll record it so you can see exactly where to go to be able to find the characters. Or you
And
guys can.
outside, if you're walking around Epcot too, and you're just like looking at different countries, there'll usually be signs that have like times that each character will be out
Yes.
in that
Mm-hmm.
designated section. So that's always good too, because it usually has multiple times. So
Yeah, right when
if
you're
you just
walking
miss
in.
somebody, like don't worry, they'll be back.
Yeah, they take breaks. It's hot. Those costumes are hot. So they take breaks and they come right back. So, and the lines aren't long. I mean, maybe once or twice I've seen them be kind of long, but they're not long and it's what's funny is like the characters do not break character. Like
At all.
I
At
no,
all.
like I will be awkward and like try to make a joke and they do not break character whatsoever. So it's weird. It's kind of funny.
It is. It's kind of a little bit awkward because you're like, okay, they're gonna break character because I'm an adult
Never.
and like they're not gonna like play along with it. But oh no, they're full blown all out.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll do a little like adult humor that you
Ooh, I
kind of
haven't
have
got
to
that yet.
catch. Well, not like not just how can I say this? Especially if you are friends with the character,
Oh, okay.
sometimes there's things that they'll say that are still in character, but you can kind of read through the lines.
Okay. And what, so some of the ones though, what we should mention too, like not everyone is at
Epcot. Mm-hmm.
Epcot. So obviously if you have a little princess that wants to meet the princesses, Magic Kingdom is the castle. That's where the castle is. That's Cinderella's castle. You can eat in there. Like, and when you go in to eat in there, which obviously I think everybody knows that you can eat at Cinderella's castle, but when you go
Cinderella's
in,
Royal Table, that's the
And
restaurant.
it's one of my favorites.
that's in
Just
the
throwing it out
restaurant.
there.
Yeah. Mhm. It's so good. But when you walk in, to the bottom before you go up the elevator, you can meet with her, and it's by yourself, and it's a nice cute backdrop. So we'll show you guys some pictures of that. So that's a nice like quick meet and greet. And then when you're in there now, there's other princesses in there, and you can, there's Ariel, I believe. Who else did they bring in? Is it Belle or Jasmine?
When I was there last time, I only saw Cinderella, but that was during like the COVID time still, so they weren't really bringing that
Same.
many people in. But aren't they in Norway too, in that restaurant, bringing in
Oh,
multiple
I don't want
princesses?
to butcher the name of that.
Oscar, I'm not
Is it
gonna even
Oscar House?
That's why I didn't say it.
I'm not gonna try. I've tried. I say it wrong every time. The Royal Banquet Hall in Norway. It begins
That's
with an A.
Right.
Asker House. We're not sure, but
We're gonna
you
get
can.
alive at this, you guys.
Yeah, and you know what though? The food, it's great for breakfast.
I have heard that breakfast is okay, but it's not great during like lunch, dinner.
Breakfast is good actually. Breakfast
Is
is very good, but dinner, no, just no.
I mean, I read the menu and I was like, eh.
Okay.
Personally,
It's
but if you want to go
Norwegian
meet the
food.
princesses, there you go too.
But okay, so
Yeah, that's one of the best.
let's go back to Magic Kingdom. So you said Cinderella's royal table, right? We have up in the castle, Cinderella, possibly other princesses. And that's another thing. Disney's never going to guarantee certain characters. They'll maybe say Cinderella and friends.
Right.
Of course they're going to guarantee Cinderella for Cinderella's royal table, but
right.
sometimes Prince Charming might show up, sometimes the stepsisters, sometimes Lady Charmaine, maybe
and that's
other princesses.
Cute. That's a cute thing that they do. So the stepsisters are always like around Fantasyland or right around the castle causing mischief. The last time I was there, I saw them leaning over the side into the water looking at the ducks, and they were like yelling. It was really cute. They've been on the carousel lately a lot. And speaking of Fantasyland, I mean,
Fairy
obviously
Godmother sometimes chills out around there too.
Yeah. I love seeing random characters like that. It's so much fun. They did have a spot for, you're gonna see all the princesses in the parade, obviously, too. They did have a spot for Merida. There's another thing I can't say. Yeah. I'm gonna say Merida every time. It's just like a thing I can't get it right.
It's fine.
It's like window washer, like I always say window washer fluid. I can't just say window wash fluid. Like, do you guys have any words like that? No, just me. Okay. So there's also the Bibbidi Boppity Boutique. Obviously, everybody knows about that, where you can get a princess makeover for your little girls. It's a 60-day out. Hard to get reservation, but we can do it for you. And then if you want to, you won't meet a princess in here, but you'll get the feel of it if you go to Be Our Guest for dinner. It's in Belle's castle, so, or the Beast's
walks around
castle. Yeah, and he walks around. You could see him. You can't do pictures with him. He walks pretty fast. The French onion soup is banging. We'll talk about that another time. Next to it is Gaston's pub, and you can see Gaston outside. Also, by the way, the Le Fou's brew is one of the best things in Magic Kingdom, but he's outside sometimes, and I have seen Belle walking outside there.
Yeah.
And then
I haven't seen her walking around there. I've seen I heard, tell me if I'm wrong, but I heard that the Beast is only in Be Our Guest. That's the only way you can actually like semi meet him.
Sometimes he's out with Belle. I have met him out with Belle
in Epcot.
France. Yeah, in Epcot.
I thought me and Bill have pictures meeting him just in Be Our Guest.
Yeah. Guys, it depends on like casting.
Availability. So they have across from Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, next to Winnie the Pooh ride, they have Storybook Treats. So right now for Princess Week, they have an Aurora Dole Whip, and it is like a raspberry Dole Whip with I guess it's vanilla, but it's blue colored swirl with little white chocolate pearls. That thing was so good. And then they also have a Rapunzel sundae, which is supposedly was really good. And then they have some Rapunzel Dole Whip stuff going on at Swirls on the Water. I'm going to try that on Friday. I'll try any Dole Whip, but they're all princess themed, which is so cool, I think. And then Who else can you guys? Who else? Ariel.
Well,
Ariel in her
yeah,
grotto,
you can see, yep, Ariel in her grotto.
and
And that's
that's right
another
next
thing,
to the Little Mermaid, right?
Ariel or Ariel.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
well,
Ariel or Ariel.
and like
Ariel,
Sebastian calls her Ariel, and I say Ariel, but I'm from Midwest, so
I think the
um
dad says Ariel.
yeah,
Never thought about
Ariel.
that.
Yeah, but Sebastian says Ariel.
because he has an
Um,
accent.
he has an
Well,
accent.
they all
Yeah,
do
we
actually.
didn't even talk about Princess Tent. It's not called Princess Tent, I don't think. But over by where the carousel is,
Oh, Phil Her Magic.
and there you have Phil Her Magic on one side, the carousel, and then you have the princess building.
Oh yeah, there's always like
There's
Tiana
always
was in there
two or
recently.
three princesses in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, so basically, right, like, you pick which line you want to go to. So
Hmm.
one line will have, Tiana and Snow White, and then the other will say, "Hey, come meet Cinderella and um Merida." Or
Ariel.
well,
Yeah.
she's in her
Yeah.
grotto, so she's not going to be in there. She'll be in her grotto. But like we saw um snow no, we saw Cinderella and Rapunzel when my kids were little. We went in there. It's like they have different little stations, right? So you walk in, you take your picture with Rapunzel, and then you shuffle to the next line, you take your picture with Cinderella, and
That's
they
a nice one to
shuffle
get like
those
one and
princesses.
done.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and they so you have two separate lines to where you can either wait for these two or three characters, and you wait for these two or three characters, and
Yeah.
they shuffle whichever characters they have. It's
And that you can also meet there's a well, you can't meet her there, but there's a Rapunzel area when you walk past Peter Pan and It's a Small World. There
okay.
is a Rapunzel bathroom and like a sitting area, and it has all the string lights hanging up. It's really cute. But then if you walk down towards Adventureland, in Adventureland, across from the Magic Carpet ride, you can meet Jasmine there too.
Have they, and
Much
I should know
everywhere.
this,
I feel like
have
Oh,
they
yeah.
reopened story time, like storybook with Belle's
Yes.
story? They have
Yeah.
reopened that.
Hmm. So that's right next to the castle. Oh, there's like a nook. It kind of looks like a forest almost as you're walking, towards away from Cinderella's castle towards Be Our Guest. On your left, there's an Enchanted Stories with Belle, and it's just a cute little
Oh, I
interactive show.
loved it, but I haven't
Yeah,
really been back to Magic Kingdom much since once during COVID, when we were still masked and things like that, interactive with the characters were closed.
yeah.
And then I've been kidless, so I've been doing a lot of other things, and
You can also meet Aurora over
Enchanted Tinker
by the
Bell.
castle, the carousel. Like
Yes.
there's like a
Sorry.
wall, like a brick wall, and you can like it's almost like an archway, and she's usually standing in there. Sometimes the stepsisters are standing in there. You can meet a bunch of different princesses there too. You know who I'm disappointed that they don't have, and it's so annoying? Pocahontas.
you never see Pocahontas.
You can meet Pocahontas in Animal Kingdom.
Really?
Yeah, Animal Kingdom. If you go on Rafiki's Planet Watch, sometimes Pocahontas is there.
Oh, I just learned something. I've never seen her, but I've seen the animals. What's the animals' names that are
Yeah,
with
I've
her?
seen her animals, but I've never seen her, and
Yeah.
it's annoying because she actually, I don't know why I didn't say this in the beginning, but she is one of my favorites. I love her. But I don't, yeah, that's annoying that she's not, they don't really have anything for her in Disney. I mean, somebody is gonna tell me I'm wrong, but
Also, quick note, how many of us here have ran the Disney Princesses Marathon Weekend?
Okay, that's the other thing that I was gonna say, but I didn't. Is why don't they do the Princess Half Marathon during World Princess
Princess.
Week?
It's
because they
probably
pick
too
all the
hot. It's too
because Run
hot.
Disney picks all the stuff based off of when there's other, it's so wild. Like they pick, the food and wine run during food and wine and New Jersey Teacher Convention. The parks are packed, and then they do the same thing during spring break week with princesses, and then they do the springtime surprise around Easter. I feel like it's so that because people have off work,
Yeah,
school and
maybe.
stuff, makes
Their
sense, but
races
it's also
sell
like
out in days. Why would
yeah,
they have to wait until a
hours.
holiday
I would say
weekend?
not even like 1 hour. Those 5Ks are gone. I mean, I've done one 5K, one 10K, and then I'm doing a 5. Are we doing the 5K or 5 virtual? I don't know what we sign up for anymore. I feel
We're
like
doing the 5 in November, but for the run, I think we're doing the virtual.
oh
I
yeah.
signed up for the whole challenge for Princess Week because I wanted all the medals. I'm running 19.3 miles in February
Oh my God.
because I wanted the Rapunzel medal, I wanted the Tiana medal, I wanted I think it's, who is it?
She doesn't even know. And she
I
signed
don't
up for
even
all of
know
them.
anymore. I don't even know anymore.
Because we
I
have
just,
Cinderella already.
we have Cinderella. Who else do we have? We have Jasmine and Belle.
I do want to do that half marathon. Like if I ever do another half marathon, I really want to do the princess.
You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to.
Oh, I know what.
That's my favorite.
Anna and Elsa. Anna and Elsa were on it, and I wanted that one because I wanted the Anna and Elsa one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Princess, if you ever want to do the Princess Marathon weekend, that's at the end of February every year. And you booking out for that. I think it's 6 months usually. Like I think you just sign up for that in like August. And you have to be on that thing like right when it opens because that sells out super quick. You'll be in that waiting queue for hours and then
But
cross your
it's
fingers that you get in.
yeah, cross your fingers, toes, have a panic attack. I mean, run Disney days, nothing stresses me out more. But also, um do you guys have you guys ever done like some of the interactive things? Like have you gone into the grotto? Have you done Enchanted Stories with Belle? What
That
about
is
like
my favorite. The story time with Belle is one of my favorite things. If you have little kids, or even big kids, my son was picked to be the Beast, which I don't want to ruin it for everyone. It is one of the coolest things. But
I've never done it.
because
cute?
the Beast comes down at the end, and they usually like they pick dads to be the soldiers, and it's just so
They picked Greg
stinking
once.
cute. And he was the Beast, and he like walks up there, and there's this period where like Belle dances with him. I was bawling. I mean,
It's
that
so
right there
cute.
is why you take your children, regardless of age, to Magic Kingdom.
Also, take cranky husbands in there because Greg was in the worst mood once, and I brought him in there, and they picked him to march around with the shield over his face,
Uh-huh.
like with the thing, and he was so mad, and he obviously couldn't walk out in front of everyone, so they picked him to do that. He had to like stand there and march around with this thing over his head, smiling, and it was like the best revenge ever, and I couldn't stop laughing. I was crying in my seat.
That's funny.
Okay.
But
But yeah,
do
there's so many
any
things for princesses.
princesses
It's
in
great.
Hollywood Studios? Like Animal Kingdom, Pocahontas is there
Well,
sometimes. She's a rare sighting, but if you are gonna find Pocahontas, she's on Rafiki's Planet Watch, which is the little train ride. But other
I
than
feel like
that,
Moana should be there too, but
I feel like she should, but she'll probably be in
in Epcot in the
in
Epcot.
new
Epcot coming soon when that whenever opens. But what about Hollywood Studios?
well, I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a princess there. I don't think I have, but they do have the Frozen show, the comedy show, and it is so funny. The Ariel, the Little Mermaid ride closed down. That's not there anymore. They do have the Beauty and the Beast show, and you can see all the princesses in the Fantasmic show at the end of the night, which is just an
Mm-hmm.
amazing show. I mean, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're all on the boat. They're all dancing with their partners, so you can see them there. But as for meet and greets, I don't believe that there's any princess meet and
Yeah.
greets in Hollywood.
I saw a TikTok on this, so don't we can fact check this, but it was I saw on TikTok, so it was probably right. That in Fantasmic, Ariel is the highest paid earner
Yeah.
because she has to stay on the boat and get wrapped in like a flame resistant tarp
Outfit.
when the
Yeah.
fireworks go off. So I have
That's so
I
weird to me.
actually
Pick her up.
have
used to
read that
work in
too.
Fantasmic, and I can ask him.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've read that too.
Because it's so weird. Like I did see them take that flame retardant blanket and put it over her, and she just ducks down while
Yes.
all the lights are going off and the fireworks show. But I'm like, wait a minute, why wouldn't they just have one of the dancers like scoop her up and like run her off. Like that makes more sense.
I think because she's clipped in and it would take
Oh,
too
so she
long.
doesn't fall, so she could be like, okay, makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Hey. I wanted, the only thing I didn't do was the last time I was there was check out if they had any special treats in the confectionery. So I'm gonna do that this weekend. I mean, it'll be too late for anyone to go get any this year, but we could just to know. We'll check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, because me and Lauren will be there on Friday,
Yeah.
which is
That's why
2
we
days
delayed
away.
that's why we delayed the Port Orleans episode, Orleans, whatever, because
Mhm.
we wanted to go one more. We're staying there on Friday. We just wanted to go one more time. So we have because we're doing the princess room for Princess Donnie's birthday.
You're
You're
cute.
doing the royal room.
Yeah.
Lauren's
So you
cute.
guys
She's
are
like,
gonna
I
be at
upgraded it to the
Riverside.
princess
You're
room.
gonna have to hop over to French Quarter. And
Oh,
where did you stay before? Riverside or French Quarter?
Riverside. I mean,
Riverside.
we
So
are,
hop over to French Quarter and just get some pics so that we have
yeah,
that.
that's the whole reason I booked that. I didn't want to stay at French Quarter. Just, I think Riverside's like relaxing. So I didn't want to stay at French Quarter. But the whole reason I picked that hotel was because the beignets.
Mm.
Mm,
But
that's
also,
a whole nother episode. The
that's a whole other
beignets.
episode. And I can't wait to talk about how relaxing that resort is.
Okay, well,
I said hotel 3 times and no one said
no one
anything.
caught it.
Mm,
We're
it's a
gonna get
resort,
picked apart in
Lauren.
this one,
It's a
so it's
resort.
fine. You know
They're all
what?
resorts.
We have better microphones now, so we can just talk however we want. We're gonna get it on Port Orleans, Port Orleans or Port Orleans. We're gonna get Caribbean Beach or Caribbean Beach. We're
Yeah.
gonna get Ariel or Ariel.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna need to start editing at some point, but that's way outside my
We're just
wheelhouse.
having fun right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. I think
Actually, I
that's
don't
it.
even want to edit. I don't want to edit. I want people to realize that
part
like
of the
we're human
charm.
and we make mistakes. Yeah, because I feel like the reason we wanted to do this is because we can tell you everything we know and help you plan your trip. But also, when you're torn between things and you want to figure something out, something like this, like a lot of people that are going this week have no idea that it's Princess Week or that they're doing anything special for the princesses or anything like that. So it's just little fun facts.
Mhm.
But what I hate about the online Disney social media world is that everything is so fake
Perfect.
and
Uppity.
sugar-coated and perfect.
Mhm.
Like it's not perfect. There's a lot of things go wrong when you're in Disney, and that's why we wanted to do this. So we can tell you like how to do things and where to go find princesses, and if we don't know, we'll go find out, and if we were wrong, we'll find out where they are. So this is actually, I actually don't want to edit things because I think this is better than being like, oh, and this is where you'll find them, and this is what we're doing today, and and it's like, no, you didn't get sweaty.
Everyone got sweaty.
You
Oh
didn't get sweaty.
gosh. I'm gonna be
You
sweating
didn't
all
have
weekend.
you didn't
Yeah.
have any kids having any tantrums or anything like that. It was just the perfect day. No, it was
Listen.
not.
We could get into that because we have all
Yeah.
strapped in a screaming child into that stroller. So
Yeah.
all
Yep.
right, guys. We
Okay.
are running out of time. That is it. Thanks for watching or listening to the Spill in the Teacups podcast. We are so thankful for you for supporting this hobby and passion we have with this podcast. We really want it to go far. So anyway, follow us on Instagram at Spill in the Teacups. Lauren and Dawn have new shirts they just launched on their Etsy shop. So we will share that in the show notes. And don't forget our 20% off at the Magic Candle Company. So bring those park scents home with you using our
I
code
saw today
SPILLIN2020.
Spillin 2020 at Magic Candle Company.
Mhm.
They have new Halloween scents out right now. Like really good Halloween scents. I would jump on those real fast because they're usually limited time only, but they have, they mimic everything in the park. So
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. Toodaloo, ladies.
Bye.
Adios.